I think we will chant 25. Yes, 25. If we can move this verse to 25. Thank you. I think they are. I need to match. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jayo Gopi Jana Yasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasodanandana Braja Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari 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 Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Jayam Vishnupad Brahmhamsa Parivrajacharya Sutra Sada Sri Srimad Ridhani Goswami Abhaicharan Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nidai Gaur Premanande, all glories to the assembled devotees. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Jai Shri Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. We are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 6, The Demigods and Demons Declare a Truce. And I will probably read the first 4 verses, and then we will chant 25. So 21. Amritotpadane yatna kriyatam avilambitam yasya pitasya vaijantur mrityugrasto maro bhavet. Immediately endeavor to produce nectar, which a person who is about to die may drink to become immortal. 22-23. Kshiptva kshirodadau sarva virutrinalatausadi mantana mandaram kritva netram kritva tuvasukim sahaye namaya deva nirmantadvam atandrita kleshabajo bhavishyanti daitya yuyam palagraha. O demigods, cast into the ocean of milk all kinds of vegetables, grass, creepers, and drugs. Then, with my help, making Mandara mountain the churning rod and Vasuki the rope for churning, churn the ocean of milk with undiverted attention. Thus, the demons will be engaged in labor, but you, the demigods, will gain the actual result, the nectar produced from the ocean. There's a short purport, a little technical purport. It appears that when different kinds of drugs, creepers, grass, and vegetables, and drugs here doesn't mean narcotics. Drugs here is oshadhi, meaning medicinal herbs, yes. When they are put into this milk and the milk is churned, as milk is churned for butter, the active principles of the vegetables and drugs mix with the milk, and the result is nectar. Hare Krishna. Don't try it at home. Yes, the warning goes, yes. 24. Yuyam tadanumodadhvam yadichantya surasura na samrambe na siddhyanti sarvartha santvaya yadha. My dear demigods, with patience and peace, everything can be done. It's like some proverb is there, yeah? Practice makes one perfect, yeah? But if one is agitated by anger, the goal is not achieved. Therefore, whatever the demons ask, agree to their proposal. And 25, let us, thank you for following, yes. And 25, let us chant. We also have, it's the last instruction that Krishna or Vishnu or Ajita Hari gives here. And it gives several instructions here. Don't be angry, don't be lusty, and don't be afraid. Nabhetavyam kalakutad vishadjaladi sambhavad lobha karyo navo jatu Rosha kamastu vastushu Nabetavyam kalakutad Vishadjaladi sambhavad Lobha karyo navo jatu Rosha kamastu vastushu Nabhetavyam kalakutad Vishadjaladi sambhavad Lobha karyo navajatu Rosha Rosha kamastu vastushu. Next, please. Nabhetavyam kalakutad Vishad jaladi sambhavad Lobha karyo navojatu Rosha kamastu vastushu Nabhetavyam kalakutad Vishad jaladi sambhavad Lobha karyo navojatu Rosha kamastu vastushu. Ladies, somebody? Nabhetavyam kalakutad Vishad jaladi sambhavad Lobha karyo navojatu Rosha kamastu vastushu. Na, not. Bhetavyam, should be afraid. Kalakutad, of Kalakuta. So Kalakuta is a very dangerous poison. Strup. Vishad, from the poison. Jaladhi, from the ocean of milk. Sambhavat, which will appear. Lobha, greed. This is the fourth thing we shouldn't do. Also greed. So no fear, no greed. Then karya, execution. Or another meaning we often see is the duty or the task. Na, not. Vaha, unto you. Jatu, at any time. Rosha, anger. Kama, lust. To, and. Vastushu, in the products. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. So this is what, 75 or 76 Prabhupada is writing at the end. He will probably say, will he not? 76, September 76, he finishes. So Srila Prabhupada translates, a poison known as Kalakuta will be generated from the ocean of milk, but you should not fear it. And when various products are churned from the ocean, you should not be greedy for them or anxious to obtain them, nor should you be angry. Hare Krishna. Purport. It appears that by the churning process, many things would be generated from the ocean of milk, including poison, valuable gems, nectar, and many beautiful women. The demigods were advised, however, not to be greedy for the gems or beautiful women, but to wait patiently for the nectar. The real purpose was to get the nectar. Hare Krishna. Om Agyanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunminitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Tam Shrimat Krishna Chaitanya Devam Vande Jagat Gurum Yasyanu Kampaya Shvapi Mahabdim Santaret Sukham. My respectful obeisances unto Jagat Guru Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose grace a little dog can cross a big ocean very happily and easily. Yasya prasadagyopi sadik sarvagyatam vrajet sashi chaitanya de Vame Bhagavan Samprasidatu, May Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, be merciful unto me. By His grace, a complete fool can get all knowledge in one moment. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nabhaitavyam kalakuta dvishad jaladi sambhavad loba karyonavaja rosha kamastu vastushu. A poison known as kalakuta will be generated from the ocean of milk, but you should not fear it. And when various products are churned from the ocean, you should not be greedy for them or anxious to obtain them, nor should you be angry. Hare Krishna. The last instruction warns the demigods about possible obstacles. And the obstacles are either very attractive, or very scary, or very disturbing, which will tend to break one from being fixed on the path towards the nectar and be distracted either into some positive attraction like lust and greed, or negative rejection like fear and anger. So Srila Prabhupada says there will be jewels, valuable gems. So Raga, Mahoraga, Padma, Nila, some 8 mystic gems that now are entrusted to Lord Kuvera, who with these 8 gems produces all the finances of the universe. Hare Krishna. This is our not golden standard, but the jewel standard of the universal wealth, that he awards everybody wealth serving the Lord Kuvera. So we can obviously become attracted. Plus, there were 2 amazing vehicles. Yes, one a big, powerful SUV with 4 tusks, Airavata, yeah. And the other was a very fast and beautiful Uchai Shrava horse. So we were comparing this to some, I don't know, there is some luxury SUV, I can't remember what it is. Okay, Bentley Bentayga. That's a super, I think it's like $500,000 or more this car is costing. Yeah? And the other one was like the horse Uchai Shrava, like some kind of a, Mustang we have, yeah? Mustang, it's a horse. It's not usually so expensive. Ferrari is more expensive, although I heard that Ferrari is expensive artificially. Actually, it's not so expensive, but artificially, you cannot just buy. They make it artificially very difficult to get. It has to be made individually for every person. At any rate, so Uchai Shrava and Airavata were attractive. What else was there attractive produced that the demigods might desire? Lakshmi, yes, Lakshmi. So Lakshmi was coming out with a garland, and every man was, adjusting the posture and adjusting the how they look. I don't think they had to pull in the belly, because I think that they are the demigods, so, and they probably always perfectly built. So what else? Apsaras, yes. Yes, what else? Dhanvantari, yeah. Bringing the kumbha with the nectar, yes. The founding, also you can see this is the foundation event of Ayurveda, which gives you long life, and not just long life, long life in good health. Ayurveda is the holistic science, how not to treat just one symptom, but how to make you holistically healthy. so that the body functions in a balanced way. Yes. Ayurveda is produced. What else did we have coming? We had 14. Varuni, yes, Varuni. Varuni was a goddess. Actually, it will be funny to read. The demigods were not so attracted to Varuni because she looked a little crazy. Meaning she's the goddess of intoxication. But for demons it was okay. They thought, no, it'll go. That'll do. But still, she's one of the supreme powerful women in the universe. Okay, what else did we have produced out of the 14? The moon, the mace, Kaumodaki club of Vishnu, which was sparkling clean at that moment. Now it's always a little covered with blood, as we have read in Canto 3 of the demons. Did we count everything that was produced? Amazing things? 14? Which? Parijata, yes, Parijata. So we see Indra was greedy about giving Parijata even to Krishna, whom he asked to come and help. Oh yeah, plus we had the parasol, the divine parasol, plus we had the earrings, some magic earrings that Indra gave to his mother Aditi. Yes. At any rate, so many amazing, wonderful, beautiful things, and it's probably even more interesting than going to some big shopping mall or luxury boutique, because you could not guess for sure what will come now. And so it was very exciting as they were turning. But of course, this is not just one obstacle. So being greedy and being lustful, desiring something, this is one side. The other side is being afraid and being angry. So being afraid, nabhetavyam, being afraid, and he even mentions clearly what they could be afraid of. Do not be afraid of kalakuta, a horrible poison which can destroy the universe. So the horrible poison which can poison the whole universe. So Krishna immediately warns, but it must have been very discouraging. It must have been very discouraging that they are churning for nectar, and the first thing that arrives is poison. You're churning for nectar, the first thing that arrives is poison. So how it's actually scary. And we will see that Vishnu could have counteracted, but also quite interesting that Vishnu, Ajita is taking the back seat here, and he says, let's go pray to Shiva. Let's go pray to Shiva, he will help. And we read that he comes and he drinks all the poison, except a few drops are left for scorpions and snakes. Yes. And what else? Some poisonous herbs. A few drops are left in the universe. So Shiva goes and drinks this, and his wife does not object. Interestingly enough, she doesn't say, oh, it's dangerous, what will happen? And we see that even Shiva doesn't swallow this poison completely. He keeps it in his throat, and that's why he has the blue throat. And forever he's called Nilakanta, the blue-throated one. And his wife does not object. Why? Because she's also the mother of the universe. She also knows he's very powerful. She also wants him to do something wonderful for the universe. So she doesn't stop him or doesn't create some anxiety about him doing this. So these are some of the famous, very big events and stories. You might have heard so many. It's one of the most attractive subjects in the Vedic literature, described almost in every Purana. You must have heard some comparisons that in the beginning, as you try to produce the nectar, try to produce the the supreme goal. I've read some scientific article, they try to compare this story to every story in the world, like in Europe. In Europe, the story we have is the quest for the Holy Grail. It's a cup that gives you immortality and brings blessings to the world, for the whole world. The quest for the Holy Grail. Yeah. They try to find some parallels everywhere, including here. The quest for this magic nectar. So it's a universal thing. We have to in our life. So you can see this is the story, but also in each life of each one of us, we have some quest where we have to join all the forces, where we have to collect all the good sides of our nature and even the lower sides of our nature, the dark sides, even the shadows, and engage wholeheartedly in the pursuit of the supreme objective, of the supreme goal. Not cut off some part of ourselves, deny some part of ourselves, but wholeheartedly pursue the supreme reward. I remember Satsarup Maharaj, in one of his early books, I remember it was actually almost exhilarating and intoxicating to read how honestly he was describing his struggles in devotional, on the path of bhakti, because usually we are used that you do not speak honestly about your struggles. You just speak about the good things. Yes, we have won. It was easy. Hare Krishna. So he was saying that I should surrender to Krishna not just my good parts, but my whole self. So I'm a writer, I should surrender my writing also to Krishna, or use my writing also for Krishna. So it was so interesting that it's one of the 2, 3, 4 quotes from his books I remember from many years ago, for 20 plus years that he writes. So we need to gather all our powers, all our strengths, and pursue the goal wholeheartedly. And then, despite the fact that this is a divine enterprise, it's a holy enterprise. It's the enterprise, it's the quest, it's the endeavor ordained, ordered by God, the Supreme Lord. It's guided by God. It's facilitated by God. What is the first thing that comes? Poison. So, I remember many years ago when I witnessed some first quarrel between devotees. Some elder devotee said, see, first thing that comes in churning of the ocean is the poison. So, sometimes before we can get the nectar, some poison will come. So we have to be prepared and deal with this. Hare Krishna. And Krishna warns them, it will come, nabhetavyam, don't be afraid. You should not be scared of this poison, dangerous poison that will come. So this is the first one of the first obstacles. Actually, before that, we will read in this chapter, many obstacles were there. It's quite interesting that Mandara, Ajita Vishnu brought from another place, on Garuda. So Garuda is really powerful. Just imagine, he is flying, they are flying in a mountain. Not carrying, not rolling. He's flying in the Mandara mountain, on Garuda. So Garuda is powerful, all right. Even now, Jai Shipanchudata Ki Jai. There is one airplane that can carry really big things and something like 100 tons of cargo. The only plane that exists so far in Ukraine. It's based in Ukraine. An 225, I think. It's the Mriya. Mriya means a dream. So it's always busy all around the world. Always busy all around the world. When they have to transport some huge cargo, they order all around the world. And whenever it flies, you have the plane spotters. You know, these are the guys who are standing near the fence on the airport, and they are filming. All around the world, they are filming, and they know each flight. Oh, it's the first time in Australia. Oh, let's. Oh, he's so big. Oh, and they are filming. But compared to Garuda, it's nothing. Even this plane attracts so much attention. But compared to Garuda, just imagine flying in a mountain, flying in Triglav somewhere. Triglav is big. What about Matterhorn or Everest? And it was bigger than Everest. It was bigger than Everest. But Garuda, oh, no worries, we will fly in. So okay, Garuda flies in the mountain Mandara, so it's good, yes? No. The next part, Vishnu asks Garuda, can you please fly away? What do you mean fly away? Such a big drama, such a big show, the biggest show in the universe today, to see the churning of the ocean, and you want me to fly away? Yes, please fly away. Why? Because Vasuki will be the rope. Vasuki will be the rope, and you usually eat snakes. Again, such a big controversy. Vaishnava, personal associate of Vishnu, eating snakes. Hare Krishna. If you say about some devotee, he's eating fish and snakes, you will say, my God, and didn't they kick him out of ISKCON yet? No, not only didn't they kick him out, he's a big guru. Wow, what is happening? Is he... So Prabhupada mentions him several times as a non-vegetarian Vaishnava. Hare Krishna. So Garuda is helping, and then Vishnu has to ask him to leave, so that Vasuki can perform his service. And what is his service? What is Vasuki's service? Vasuki's service is to just relax and be used as the rope. Sounds like a good service? Well, it may sound like a good service unless they have to scratch and rub and pull and tug upon you. Yes. Not even the hardest massage, but by our Bali Samardhan. What's the full name of our Bali Prabhu? Samardhan? Bali Samardhan, who's coming sometimes to do his massage, and he knows every painful spot in your body. And if you may have thought that you're totally relaxed, but he will find one or two spots and he'll press there. But that is far less painful than what Vasuki experienced. And he says, no worry, do not be angry. Do not be greedy, do not be afraid, do not be angry. And how can it be done? He says, keep your eyes on the goal. Keep your eyes on the goal. So do not be angry of the poison. He doesn't tell them how he will deal with the poison. We know he will call Lord Shiva. He will pray to Lord Shiva. Lord Vishnu will pray to Lord Shiva. One of the cases he's praying to Lord Shiva. So in the Bhagavatam he's praying to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva is coming to... he's the destroyer, and he's destroying the destroyer. Destroyer of the universe, and he's destroying the poison. I remember there was a time when I was going through some this difficult moment in the beginning of Krishna consciousness, of discovering all the garbage inside. Before this, I thought I am so advanced. I have been meditating for 3 months. I must be some sage probably, right? And then I try to chant and cooperate with other devotees, and there is inside anger and greed and depression and everything, and all these crazy and fear, all these crazy things inside. And it was very disappointing. And I remember that at one point I thought, actually it looks like tamas. So Lord Shiva is in charge of tamas. Let me pray to Lord Shiva to protect me from tamas. And then I prayed to Lord Shiva as a Vaishnava who is in charge of tamas, that, oh Lord, you're in charge of tamas. I have too much of it. Can you please somehow adjust? And then a few weeks later, my Guru Maharaj came and gave me the initiation, and everything has changed in my life. Hare Krishna. So this is the first obstacle, then greed. Also Prabhupada usually puts it in tamas. And then anger, that's also usually considered tamasic, although it's on the border between tamas and passion. And then kama, lust, this is usually rajasic. So he says, do not ever give in to these four emotions or urges by keeping your eyes on the real purpose to get the nectar. So many obstacles, but here we are. The sun is rising. Even if you don't see the sun behind the clouds, you see the light. The rains are raining, the winds are blowing, the ocean is moving. So things are happening by the blessings of all the demigods, because they have the nectar to keep them healthy, wealthy and wise, and going happily forward in Krishna's service. In Krishna's service. Hare Krishna. So by keeping our eyes on the ultimate proper goal, the nectar, we can go through any obstacle. In this chapter we will read that at one point they died. Some of them died. It was so heavy they died. So then Vishnu said, oh, that's what is this? Okay, so he revived them himself. He looked at them and he brought them back to life. So not even death will prevent the followers of Krishna, the followers of devotional service, will prevent from moving forward to get the nectar. Of course we know that what is the real nectar? What is the real nectar? The real nectar is Krishna Prema. Yes, Krishna Prema Bhakti. And we have, there is a Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu. There is an ocean of this nectar. But one small drop of this nectar is enough to drown the whole world in ecstasy. So, and Krishna is eager to give it. Is eager to give it. So then why? What's the problem? Why don't I feel the nectar? Well, the very, very, very sad answer is, I don't want it. I'm distracted. I'm distracted by fear. I'm distracted by greed, anger and lust connected to some things in this material world. But when that's why it is so rare. And only when we become asakta, only when there is asakti, eagerness, great eagerness, then Krishna will see, oh, okay, she, he, they are ready to take. So then he will grant the nectar. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Some questions or comments? Če bi dobil kapljo nektara, kaj? if we get a drop of this nectar, does it mean that we become immortal and go to the spiritual world in the same body? Huh? They are not immortal, yes. So, yes, here you can see this is speaking about the paradise nectar. And we want more. We want more than the demigods. They become immortal in the sense that they cannot be killed. Like in a big computer game where you have, I don't know, 20 lives or something. You're killed, press the button with nectar, and you come back. And you're killed, press the button with nectar, you come back with full health. So that's there. But still, the game is over sooner or later anyway for this universe. So that's this universe. But the nectar we want is a different nectar. So our nectar is eternal nectar, which is outside of this universe, so that you never die. And regarding this body, that you become immortal, the point is that you live your immortal life now in bhakti. You're engaging in immortal, eternal activities in this body. Whether you bring this body to the spiritual world, you decide. If it's possible, you can. You can bring this body to the spiritual world. Well, I would certainly hope that my biceps will heal, that my knee will be better, that my, what else? You know, all the other parts will work better than now, properly. Yeah, eyes, well, glasses, for example, glasses, yeah? Should I go there with my glasses or without my glasses? Never heard of it. So, according to Brihad Bhagavatamrita, some go in the same body. Usually, it is the case when the last life matches, means they join Krishna in their lila, like the Pandavas. The Pandavas join Krishna in their lila, in Krishna's lila. So therefore, their last body is their eternal body. So they can go in the same body. So the Pandavas, Bhagavatam describes, go in the same body. They don't change the body. They go in the same body. Yes, immortal. Immortal body. Arjuna, Yudhishthir. Huh? In this body. This body becomes immortal. Becomes 100% spiritualized. Brihad Bhagavatamrita also describes that sometimes some other devotees go in the same body. That's why he says in Vaikuntha he sees such a variety. He says some go there with 1,000 heads. So it means they're, as Brahma, they got spiritualized and went to Vaikuntha in that body. Some go looking as horrible demons. Yeah? Almost looks like some modern Western city with, modern fashions. Hare Krishna. Or Indian, whatever. Now it's very similar. So, in fact, India, you can see, has a very high level of tolerance to one's appearance. So they go in that same body. If you want to, you can go, according to Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So, connected to this or to something else? To the body?
No.
You have something connected to the body? Or?
I don't know, maybe more than that actually. It is connected to the reality of those stories and to questions. But I don't know.
Reality of those stories and questions. Okay. I'm joking. Yeah, go ahead, please say. obstacles.
on the road, and it's a very nice, appropriate, handy metaphor for the whole spiritual path. But then in other cultures are other metaphorical stories, so-called metaphorical stories, which suit the same purpose. So my question is, why is this Vedic story the best, the original, the real one? And why is the Holy Grail, for example, derived or something less or whatever? And connected to all of this is underlying truth, whether it really happened or not. And all these doubts can come from these comparisons, can arise from comparisons. So if you can comment on that.
So the Holy Grail was not, I personally would never connect the Holy Grail to this. It was some scholars who study, it was in some study of this churning of the ocean, so somebody brought the parallels that this is a search for this nectar of immortality. Why the other stories? So first of all, you will see that looking for nectar is a very frequent story and with many variations also in the Vedic literature. You will have many variations even in the Veda, in the Upanishads, and in the Puranas, and in the Mahabharata. You will have several different descriptions of it. You will have the story of the Brahmin boy, what was his name? He went to Indraloka and he was helped, son of Dhaumya, I think. So his name was, what, Veda? I think there was Veda, disciples of Dhaumya. So Veda, Uddalaka, I already forgot, there are four boys. So one of them is described in the Mahabharata, so it will be one of the similar stories. It's an actual story, and this is a story not only of the spiritual pursuit, but also of practically every pursuit, every higher pursuit for something higher than the gross material physical life in this world. And it will have many manifestations, but the point is that it still is going to have this similar structure. I think some Christians describe, not Christians, Christians and Muslims describe the 7 mountains and 7 valleys. So you go up and down on your journey. The thing is, it's a journey. So this is how Advaita Das from ISKCON translates the very word sadhana as quest. It's a quest. This is heroic journey, heroic journey for the supreme goal. And at any rate, you need to be also changed yourself. You can see that which stories are living the longest, where the hero is also changing. The hero has to grow. The hero has to become different. It's not just moving from one side to another or just doing a certain number of work, certain amount of work. So many kilowatts expended in so much time, joules and kilowatts and whatever expended to produce certain. Work is measured in what? Kilowatts per hour? Newtons is this force, right? Joules? Joules. Joules. Yeah. So this work is not measured in joules. Maybe in jewels, but not in joules. You have to become different yourself. That's immediately he says, do not succumb, do not give in to fear, greed, anger, and lust. And then in this material world, we are all moved by fear. We are all moved, and this is like the basic baseline for motivation. This is one line that will work on everybody. Fear, just scare them. And he says, no, You should not be moved by fear. Okay, maybe, how about greed? Maybe by greed. No, not by greed. That's the next motivation that moves everybody, greed. Okay, how about anger? Okay, so anger and fear, usually that's how they motivate, make you angry about the other side, or find an enemy, common enemy, and then make you angry, and then we will move you. And no, you should not be moved by anger. Okay, so maybe just desire. It should be simply pure desire, just kama, desire. No, not by desire, but pakai to Shembo. No? What except, what else is there? Well, that's the question. Find the desire beyond the desire, Hare Krishna. The desire that's free from selfishness. And then only by such transformation, usually you can see that people, we have the idea that if you give up these desires, and we see, Bhakti-yoga Maharaj is joking, we have the yoga paralysis, that the people try to give up desires and then they can't do anything because they have no desires. Or as Harikesh was joking, cultivate the qualities of a mushroom. Just sitting as a mushroom. No, Krishna tells Arjuna, no, you should not, just by avoiding work, you will not become free from reactions, no. So materially it makes no sense. That's why even karma yoga, the first level of yoga on the yoga ladder, is so mysterious. Because you have no desires, but you work. So why would you work if you have no desires? Okay, maybe you like the work, yes, but you are not attracted, you're not doing this, you're trying to get the fruits, but you are not attached to eating the fruits. So it makes no sense. It's a paradox. Work without working. That's why it's so difficult to comprehend. And this is what we are all trying to discover. And at the same time, there is some higher nature of every living entity, the eternal loving service that is not material. And from time to time, we can slip down in this pursuit, we will slip down into some material emotions, because we are still very much covered by the material mind, and we will slip down into, here we have 4, but actually there is 6, the kama, krodha, lobha, the last greed, last anger, greed, pride, envy, or illusion. So these 6 are always, we are slipping into this or into that. So we sometimes may think, oh, let's create some illusion. Let's pretend it's a game. Let's collect the points. Okay, it's a game of churning the ocean, and let's collect more points than the others. No, that's also not it. That's not it. So there is a deeper nature, and there are some pure eternal desires that we need to. They are there. In the Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada says it's like milk turned into sour milk or yogurt in this material world. So we are doing the impossible. We are turning yogurt back into milk. That's what we are doing. So somebody asks, what do you do there? You can say, well, we are engaged in the alchemic operation of turning the yogurt back into the milk. Hare Krishna. The yogurt of material lust into the milk of spiritual love. Hare Krishna. And how? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, hare-rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. To put it simply, but you cannot put it simply. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shridevi, did you have some comment?
Are you comfortable with that?
I am comfortable. I have a comfortable seat. Okay. I don't know how about you?
Not to be greedy for the gems of beautiful women, but to wait
Yes.
So I was hoping that maybe, if I ask this question, I will get some light on how to be careful and see this is Maya, and I might miss the chance of actually getting the real nectar if I get distracted or if I try to enjoy these things which are coming by way of bhakti. So would you please shed some light on this?
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how many people are hearing or listening. So yes, and I will repeat shortly that on the path of spiritual life, devotional service, we may get so many things, name, fame, followers, facilities that we can enjoy, and we may miss the real thing. So how not to miss the real thing? So I probably will quote my favorite quote from Niranjana Maharaj, one of the favorite quotes, when one very successful devotee asked him that, Guru Maharaj, I am very successful in book distribution and in collecting donations. She's probably collected like half the bricks for this 11-story high Kyiv temple in Ukraine. So therefore, I feel sometimes a little proud that I'm successful in my devotional service. So she says, should I work on removing this pride myself, or should I just continue and Krishna will remove? So Niranjana Maharaj says that you can just continue and Krishna will remove. But how he will make it, you may not like. So, dear brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers,